You are now tuned in to DAR Sports Media. We are here with our final NFL divisional preview. Poignant because I remember when we were recording one of these we were planning on doing the NFC West, and I said, "Oh, guys, let's just hold on. Let's hold off another week because I think this Brandon Aiyuk thing is about to happen. It might even happen while we're recording." And that was in fucking July. What a goddamn ridiculous path we had to take to get here. But Brandon Aiyuk stays a 49er. I personally do not believe that he is a $30 million player. 26 would have been where I stopped. But 30 is not egregious. He basically got the same deal as Amon-Ra St. Brown. I would take Amon-Ra St. Brown 7 days out of 7, twice on Sunday. But Aiyuk's been productive in the system. Fits in well with his teammates. So, okay. Tay, would them not bringing back Aiyuk change your position? And does them bringing back Aiyuk have you change your position?
Yeah, losing Aiyuk, it would have changed it just a little bit. Like the 49ers would have been a playoff team, but it would have changed my perspective on the ceiling of the team without Aiyuk. But since they got it done, they did what they were supposed to do. Tay took the same contract he was offered a few weeks ago, but yeah, they needed that. I think he's a key piece to the offense. I would say he's number 2 behind McCaffrey. He's just there when they need a guy to get open on the route. That's their guy. It's not really Debo Samuel. Yeah. Debo has his own ways in getting the ball. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's the guy you go to. You know what I mean? He's the route.
No, I got you. And I give Debo and Aiyuk a lot of shit for the Super Bowl, but honestly, that was one of those situations. It seems to happen to the 49ers a lot. Where a couple of guys were just on an all-time heater. They met Joe Flacco when he was fucking blacking out during that playoffs, right? It just was what it was. Like no one was beating the Chiefs last year with those two corners playing out of their fucking mind the way they were. Right. They just fuck. So yeah, I feel you. So now that he's back, are you all in? Super Bowl contenders, number 1 seed in the NFC again?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I got them. No less than NFC Championship. They're definitely making the NFC Championship. As long as Brock Purdy stays healthy. But yeah.
Why are you laughing about that?
I mean, it's happened before. But yeah, 49 is gonna be tough. They made some improvements last year in the defense. No losing Chase Young's not gonna hurt them at all. It wasn't really anything for them. Yeah, the 49ers. They didn't lose any coaches last year. Shanahan's still there. One of the best offenses in the league. So I got the 49ers with like 12, 13 wins running the table in the NFC. Honestly, like the division, they should honestly pummel through the division. Like they're gonna be the same 49ers we've seen the past 2 years.
I think I actually have more expectation for Leonard Floyd's production than I would have. Yeah. Bringing Chase Young back.
Yeah.
I think Leonard Floyd's an upgrade, honestly.
Yeah, you can say, you're not wrong.
And then I like adding Devondre Campbell. No spring chicken, but he definitely fits into the attitude of the team.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I agree. I don't see any ways that the team got worse, especially now that Aiyuk is back. It actually improved in some spots. It looks like our 3rd round draft pick, Dominic Pooney, is going to be a fucking stud on the offensive line. It's going to upgrade that spot. I think perhaps when Burford and John Feliciano come back from injury, the Colton McKivitz regime of terror might finally be over at right tackle. because I think Pooney might move out to right tackle.
Really?
Depending on how things. Oh yeah.
Okay.
They said they were asked, like, have you thought, because this Trent Williams thing is still lingering. I don't think it actually is lingering. I think this was just an excuse to let him have training camp off, and they're going to get this figured out, give him a little bump, little $5 million a year bump coming up in the next week, and he'll be back out on the field, no problem. Because the NFLPA, the CBA rules, you can't just let people not participate in training camp, but like Trent's one of those types of people that you would do that for. So I think both sides are purposely slow rolling this so that he can do that. That's just my read on it. But there was Kyle Shanahan was asked, like, have you thought about, with this Trent thing looming, Pooney possibly playing left tackle, and he said that he would have been comfortable trying that.
Oh wow.
Yes. Pooney has been fucking incredible through the preseason. Like incredible.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been seeing. Yeah. I have a friend, 49ers fan. He's been showing me. Now I've seen what he's been doing. So I agree.
Since they'd be comfortable with him subbing in the left tackle, that tells me if the opportunity presents itself, they're going to give him a try at right tackle, which would be fucking amazing. I don't know if it's happening
like that.
Oh yeah. I mean,
really? You think he's that good?
Better than McKivitz? Yeah, much worse. So, so I think that might end up happening. But even if he stays at guard, a good guard can help supplement a shitty offensive tackle like a lot, especially on the right side. So he's still going to be able to help from there. We already saw that happen actually in a preseason game. He made a fucking amazing play where, he accidentally stepped on McKivitz's foot. He did like a spin around to reposition himself and help close the gap where McKivitz was supposed to get to, but couldn't, and blocked the man and stopped the pressure. So he's already doing, not just normal shit to help out McKivitz, but outside the box shit to help out McKivitz. So I think it's going to be a huge addition. So that's an improvement to our weakest spot. And then, like I said, Campbell on that side. Hell, who knows? Maybe Ricky Pearsall maybe play a fucking down of football this year, and that'll be another weapon. I know you liked him a lot in the in our pre-draft lead up. And he seems like he has traits that would be awesome in this offense. Like just, shoulder subluxation is it's not good. I don't want to be too negative, but I actually have one of my closest friends has the same issue, and his shit comes out like all the time.
Wow.
And I understand liking Pearsall as a prospect, but knowing his shoulder had this recurring issue and you still kind of overdrafted him a little, that's tough. That's fucking tough to handle. But here we are. I think nothing but good additions. Didn't really make any major losses, as you said. I see no reason once they get everything ironed out that they're not going 13 wins, 14 wins. Schedule's pretty easy. 13 wins, 14 wins, right back in the position to do with the things that they need to do. Again, it's going to be another year of me on here screaming about pass protection and Kyle Shanahan putting people into shitty situations and sloppy play and missed tackles and penalties. That's because the personnel is there. So who do you got in second place? I think we both might have the same, and I think we both might surprise some people.
I got the Rams.
Oh, okay. Guess not. I mean, I like the Rams. I do.
Yeah. I got the Rams. I got they really surprised me last year, because last year I honestly I didn't see it in the Rams, but I mean, Stafford's just so good. Like he's still good. Like I was expecting a regression. He just won a Super Bowl, had some knee injury, shoulder injury. He was banged up, and I was like, nah, I think he'll regress. But no, he didn't. Stafford had another great season. Puka Nacua broke out. Cooper Kupp had a great season. Kyron Williams broke out. That offense went from who do they have to wow, like
they got names at every spot.
Yeah, I think the Rams. There's just no way. There's no way they don't go back to the playoffs. I mean, that offense coming back. Everyone coming back after a season of rest. You could Puka can be even better. Kyron Williams can be even better. Like, I don't
Well, I
see
think the
Stafford
question
slowing
there
down.
is, we're about to find out just how much Aaron Donald, gave them an advantage.
Yeah.
How many players he was worth. And they also lost their top linebacker. They just traded him away for, I think, a salary, a contract dispute or something.
Yeah.
Ernest Jones. They just traded him away last week. So
Yep.
that defense might be a little zesty. But
That's true.
yeah, but hey, it's the NFL. How much defense are you really going to play? Yeah, I like the Rams. I'd love. We probably both got this guy's name on our minds. Blake Corum back there in the backfield, in addition to Kyron Williams. I think he fits everything. I wanted Blake Corum badly for the 49ers because I think he's the perfect fit for that 49ers run scheme.
Yeah.
And guess who runs basically the same run scheme as the 49ers? The fucking Rams. So everybody out there, if you can usually get Blake Corum in the 7th, 8th, 9th round of your fantasy drafts, fucking do that. Because I think there's big things ahead. Okay, so what I was going to bring up that I guess probably would surprise people, I am a little concerned about this Cardinals situation. You don't think they're boo boo? They're nothing?
No, I'm just wondering what you're about to say.
I'm concerned about the Cardinals as a 49ers fan.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
With Kyler Murray back fully healthy. I mean, say what you want about big games, about playoffs, about this and that. The dude has done a lot of fucking incredible things during the regular season. The addition of a guy who I think we both expect to be 1,000-yard receiver right off the bat, and MHJ. They had a ton of additions in the offseason. Trey Benson, one of our favorite running backs out of the draft. Bilal Nichols, Sean Murphy Bunting at corner, Max Melton at corner, Justin Jones. Like, they made a ton of additions to their defense. Guys who Jonathan Gannon is familiar with, to a defense that already was decent here in spots. It's a little concerning. It's a little concerning as a 49ers fan. I don't know if they're going to be able to take second place away from the Rams, but they are not going to be an easy out this year at all. I don't think. What's your take on the Rams
second place too?
No, I think the Cardinals might be the second place team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I like the Cardinals. I think Kyler Murray is very disrespected. People hate on Kyler Murray. I don't know why. But yeah, they made a great draft pick in Trey Benson, and they still have James Conner. Like, don't forget about James Conner. Yeah. Like, he puts in work, Yeah, they drafted Marvin Harrison Jr. in the top 5. It was a no-brainer. And I think Michael Wilson is gonna make a name for himself. It's his second year out of Stanford. I think he'll make a name for himself. It's another big body receiver, not as fast, but he could definitely be something too. And they drafted Paris Johnson Jr. last season. He had a good season as well. And this team can be very feisty. Like,
Trey McKitty, another draft pick from last year who emerged.
Yeah, they could be feisty. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they were the 2 seed. I have them as a 3rd. Mm-hmm. But I see the vision though. This is one of those kind of teams. Like, I can see it in them. So yeah, you're not crazy for thinking that they could be second place.
So it looks like we both got the same last place team.
Yeah,
and this is interesting because last year, was it you or no? I think it was some other.
It was me. No, I thought they were.
Yeah, who was like, watch out for them Seahawks, and I don't know that they've gotten better. They've taken losses in their offensive line. They're by far their most questionable spot is their offensive line. And guess who doesn't throw well under pressure? Geno Smith, their quarterback. So yeah, love the weapons. Obviously, DK Metcalf, as long as he can mentally maintain and not get kicked out of a game or meltdown. But forever respect to Tyler Lockett. Can't wait till you spend the last 2 years of your career as a 49er. We all know it's coming. But Jackson Smith and Digba lived up to a lot of the hype last year, missing some opportunities, but looked good. Of course, I fucking love their backfield. Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet. Kenneth Walker, for my money, is right up there with Breece Hall and Christian McCaffrey, the top 5 most talented running backs in the league. And then I love Zach Charbonnet, another guy that I badly wanted the Niners when he was coming out. But that offensive line is the shits, and their quarterback does not throw well under pressure. Don't see it. And everybody is hailing Mike McDonald as this defensive wizard genius, and he did a lot of great scheming and did a lot of great things, but he was also playing with players out of the Baltimore Ravens infrastructure. I mean, when you got a fucking mutant X-Men like fucking Kyle Hamilton playing safety, that fucking makes things easier. When you got two top 30 corners who can help you, that makes things easier. When you got all these good players, you got Patrick Queen and fucking what was the other linebacker's name? The one that came over from Chicago. The Ravens.
Roquan Smith.
Yeah. You got Patrick Queen, Roquan Smith. A little easier to scheme up, great defenses when you got all of these fucking names. I'm not saying it's going to be a failure. I just don't know if people should be fucking anointing them as this great defensive force right off the bat, not knowing how these players are going to fit in with what he's trying to do. And if the talent level that he got to work with in Baltimore helped prop him up as well a little bit. So I think questions there. The offensive line ain't about shit. The quarterback can't throw under pressure. And then we all know, if things go one way, we all know what Sam Howell looks like under pressure. So that's their backup quarterback situation. Honestly, talking with my friends who's a Niners fan, I said, no, I hope Geno does just well enough to hold him off, because I'd be more concerned about seeing Sam Howell out there than I am Geno Smith.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's coming from me, a division rival that was seen him play against him all these times. I just do not see it there. So what are your thoughts on the Seahawks?
The Seahawks, they're not going to be a bad team. Like, they're going to be some of the last year. Like, I think they beat the Eagles last year. Like, they're going to win some games like that. But I don't know. When it's all said and done, like on those 1:00 Sunday games, not as many people watching, they're going to lose the teams that they should be beating. Like,
yeah.
I like the Seahawks roster a lot, but I don't know. Like Geno Smith, he kind of fell off from this. Sorry, I don't know how I did that, but yeah, Geno Smith, he kind of fell off from his breakout season. I don't know. I didn't like that. Like I was expecting the same or better. So like they're a great roster. Like I want them to be good, but I don't know, their division, Geno Smith, like it's a lot of things like holding me back from saying that. Like they'll win 7 games, maybe 8 games, but the defense worries me too. Like the personnel worries me. I like Tariq Woolen. Yep. I like Devon Witherspoon. Like they have a great corner duo, but I don't know. Like I just don't think they'll be able to put it together and be able to win 10 games, to get in the AFC. So yeah,
I think we agree. I don't expect any of these teams to be picking in the top 10 though.
No. That's like this is a good division.
I think you'll see 7 wins, 8 wins, 10 wins, 13 wins.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's how it goes. I don't expect any of these teams to be cheeks. I just don't, I don't think that Seahawks have enough to rise them to take them to anything better than that in this echelon of football. NFC West MVP, Tay.
Has to be Kyler Murray. He has a lot to prove. A lot of people have been hating on him, like for whatever reason, like he's not a good quarterback. Yeah, man, like they got him Marvin Harrison Jr. Like, I don't know, he has to kind of return. They paid him, they got him the contract he wanted. Like it's the year for Kyler Murray, and I think a year and some change off of injury, like I think he'll ball out, and I think he'll have this Cardinals team pretty good. Like he's a good quarterback. He just gets overhated, but that's my MVP for the NFC West.
I'm going, might as well keep the trend alive as I have so often. Hey, look at the 49ers record with Brock Purdy with Trent Williams and look at it without Trent Williams.
I should have known.
It's fucking night and day.
Yeah.
And I think part of that is the fact that the guys behind Trent Williams are absolute dog shit, but he's still the man. He's still the top offensive tackle in the league by a lot. He's still that fucking guy. He broke my fucking heart in the Super Bowl, getting slammed into the ground by a dude who was working construction with Drewski the fucking week before the game on crucial fucking 3rd and 4th and shorts. That could have won us the game. That fucking hurt. But Trent's still the man. There's still a huge difference in the win-loss record when he's in and not in. That's the fucking MVP of the NFC West. Tay, Rookie of the Year in the NFC West. Some good choices.
Oh, no, that's easy for me. I don't know if you know yet, but Marvin Harrison is my favorite player in the NFL. Yeah. So I'm definitely going Marvin Harrison Jr. I think he has the potential to be a Hall of Famer. Like, I think this is one of these kind of players. Like, yes, he could be better than his dad. I do believe that. So yeah, man. Like, again, it goes with the Cardinals being good. Like, he's gonna be one of the reasons too. Kyler Murray's gonna be one of the reasons. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Marvin Harrison Jr. for my MVP. Rookie of the year.
I don't hate because that claim that he could be better than his dad because he has the pedigree. He was born in it, raised in it. He has those skills his dad had, except he's bigger, faster, and stronger.
Exactly.
He's way bigger than his dad was. His dad was a mighty midget. Like he was tall enough, but he was extremely scared. But I know. Watch my mouth because fucking around with Marvin Harrison. Problems. But he's rail thin. He was just a bad dude on the routes and super fast for most of his career. And had, probably the best hands in the league during his prime. Marvin Harrison Jr. has all of that, except he was born to do this, raised to do this, trained his whole life to do this, and is bigger and faster and stronger than his dad was. So I don't hate that claim that there's a possibility that can happen. And most likely you are right. I think it's going to be probably Marvin Harrison. I would not be surprised to see him at 1,200 yards. I would not be surprised to see him be Rookie of the Year in the whole NFL. Honestly, I think there's a shot that Blake Corum could catch him if he gets in there and ends up a 1,200, 1,300 yard rusher, which I think is on the table. But of course, again, I'm going to stick with the theme. No other rookie on this show got a whole damn segment about him other than Dominic Pooney. Did he not? You're talking about the best team in the division, and you're taking their weakest position group and elevating it to another fucking tier. If that's not Rookie of the Year worthy, then I don't know what is. Now, I think that we're going to go from the bottom 5 pass pro to the 21st best pass pro, but still, you're still elevating it to another tier, to where we're not towards the worst of the worst. And I think Pooney could end up being a Pro Bowl player this year. He's looked that fucking good. He's looked that good in the preseason. And I think, anytime you can get a guy who can step right in, looks like he could step in at right tackle possibly in the near future. That's big time stuff. So I'm going to go with Dominic Pooney. I do not hate Marvin Harrison. Good group of rookies in this division because I love Blake Corum as well. Over here on DAR Sports Media, we still got a bunch of stuff going on. One of our betting lines, we are 4-0 in the betting lines in college football. One of our betting lines is going on as we speak. So please check out our college football show from earlier on this week, talking about week 1, some of the happenings in week 0. Check us out over on United Football Media's YouTube page. As again, I was a guest on their new flagship show, the non-spring flagship show, 4th and 12, over on United Football Media. We talk about the NFL, we talk about college football, we talk about the Saudi Arabia having an influence on American sports all of a sudden, and all those good things going on over there. Me and True Week in Wrestling get this huge AEW All In review posted earlier on this week. We had a bunch of guests come in. It was a wild show. It was real fun. Check us out for that. And continuing NFL, college football, and soon to be back again, NBA basketball coverage. We are DAR Sports Media, and the world of DAR never stops.